Hey, so I've got a nice easy tutorial for you today. It's on New York style compression, parallel compression technique that you can use on your tracks. And what it does is it works especially good on drums, but you can use it on loads of other instruments. And it really just pumps your drums, gets them sound a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, and it really adds a little bit of weight to your tracks. And it's great to use on tracks with, say, loops in like this one today. This is one I just knocked up with some loops to get that kind of vintage hip hop vibe. Here you go. Lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our mixer here, and on our drum channel here we want to duplicate our drums here essentially. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to our sends, we're going to click on it, go to bus, and we're going to choose a blank bus channel, one that's not been used already because that's got some reverb on it at the moment. We're going to go bus 1, and it magically invents a bus channel down here. You can see it says bus 1 down here, and we're going to turn this up to 0. There you go. And it's going to duplicate this channel here. You can see that when I press play. And on this duplicate channel here, we're going to put in 2 simple effects. The first one is channel EQ. And we're going to come back to this in a second. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Just leave it there for the time being. The second one we want to put on is the compressor under Dynamics. And on the compressor, if you want to get into the settings behind this and how you would set this up, fantastic. There's a bunch of articles and a bunch of clever threads on this. So if you go and search Google for New York style compression, but I'm going to show you the shortcut, and the shortcut is to go in factory default. And in Logic, there is under compressor tools, there's this one called VCA Smashed. I'm going to choose that. And this is a really heavily compressed preset. And if I press play now, you'll see on this channel here with the drums, it's going to be hugely compressed. Here you go. And of course, that is way too compressed to stick in our mix. It just sounds absolutely crushed. But that's what we want. And the other thing we're going to do is go back to our channel EQ. And again, the more you get into this, the more you can be a bit more nuanced and work out your own settings. But a really good thing is to boost the lows and boost the highs a little bit into that compressor to really maximize your subs and your high end for this technique. For the subs, we're going to go for a shelf. I'm going to choose around somewhere between 80 and 120. So let's go for 100. We're going to boost it by 3 dB. And the other way around, we're going to go right up the top and choose somewhere between 8 and 12. So say 9 or around 9. And again, we're going to boost it by 3 dB. And what that's going to do is that's going to add like a little bit of top and a little bit of bottom going into this compressor. Let's just see that on its own. And add the compressor in. Now the trick with this is obviously this is unusable at the minute, and if I shove this in my track it would sound horrible. But the way that we use this New York style compression is we take this fader all the way down to 0 and we press play on the track. And what we're going to do is we're going to introduce this fader really subtly until we get this nice little level where we've got our normal drums over here, and in the background we've got these compressed drums, these really heavily compressed drums, and there's a point at which they'll really add a bit of beef to our drums, and you'll see what I mean as I turn this fader up. So here you go. And now I'm going to do a bit of an A-B comparison, so I'm going to press mute so you can hear what it sounds like before and after. And it just thickens it out, it adds a little bit more depth, it kind of maximizes your frequency spread there. And the other thing you can do is you can actually use it on some other instruments. So for example, we've got this. this lovely little kind of pad thing here. If we go and do the same thing, we're going to do another bus channel, and I'm going to be super lazy, and I'm just going to copy these settings over from the other one just to quickly show you what's going to happen here. And on this extra bus channel, we're going to do the same thing, stick it up to 0. And let's solo this channel over here. Oh, and we've got some electric piano going to there as well. And again, if we take this down, so we've got the electric piano here and this pad here, both go into this really overly compressed channel with the same kind of smashed settings, and the top and the bottom boosted. And again, if we just mix this in gently, you'll hear these come to life as well. So there you go, that's New York style compression. You can use it on your drums. I use it all the time, especially in heavier stuff. You can use it in rock stuff, hip hop. You can even use it in stuff like soul and funk and stuff that you want a little bit more hard hitting drums. It's great on loops, and you can even experiment with different instruments. So if you feel that your tracks just need a little bit more oomph, give this a try. Thanks.